Hello, everybody. Did you 22 here? And um, for some of you, I know it's a bit late, and for others, you might just be getting up. And for most other people, you might just have trouble sleeping. Um, I'm about ready to go to bed pretty soon, but I figured, I have some time to, talk. And also, hello, Godzilla, Elmeister, and Brandon. But I wanted to just simply say hello, but also talk about a few things. And I think the first thing I want to talk about right off the bat is this this shutdown has greatly affected us in many ways. Some financial, some mental, and some just are bored. And then for other people, they might be sick. And for those who are sick, I do want to send my prayers and my hopes to you guys that you get better and recover. And for those who have passed away, my condolences to them and to their loved ones. I'm thankful that none closest to me have perished or are sick. Um, but even so, my heart does go out to them, and I do want to let you guys know that as long as you stay safe, if you're, I'm personally, I'm gonna get to that in a moment. But for those of you guys, yes, stay safe, stay at home. Um, and of course, it doesn't hurt to have some fruits and vegetables. Like me personally, I like eating, those little oranges that are smaller than the typical ones? They call them cuties. And, it's kind of funny that, our good friend Mario Girl, she calls her friends cuties, but it's just so happens that I like to eat the oranges known as cuties, but that's just personally me. But I hope you guys are well and safe and not out unless you're trying to go get them, trying to get food or whatnot. Um, well, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Um, you just simply drive to your grocery store or any place that sells food. You can go to a restaurant and pick it up. Now the thing is, when you go to a restaurant, you have to order it for takeout or pickup. Depends on the restaurant, or have it delivered if it's one of those places that does that. But either way, you cannot go and dine. You have to order it and then take it home and eat it there. So that's how you get food. In case you were wondering. Also, hey, what's up, John? Speaking of John, I may as well mention a few things. I was actually talking with him earlier, and I had a very nice conversation with him. And of course, it's yeah, exactly. I don't know why New Jersey hasn't implemented this. It's because it's because people are so stupid, really. I've been saying that. I said that when it came to those in Florida and those in Virginia. They didn't listen. And I'm hoping, you know, I did hear some good reports that the numbers are going down, and I'm happy about that. But yeah, I like to hope that, that might have scared them off a little bit. And also, hello, Aditra Lewis, otherwise known as Munchie or Little Munchie, whatever you want to be called. Well, actually, I'll just call you Munchie. So anyway, Munchie, nice to see you, friend. Uh, Me personally, I don't live in New Jersey. Um, I believe Nachi does. But anyway, I had to talk with John and well, how do I put this? I mean, we were just talking about a few things, but But it was a nice conversation with him, and also I was talking about how, trying to become famous is not easy. Well, yeah, we may be, but at least we were prepared about it. But still, we could have been much more better, though. I, I, I don't know what else to say. I get that people want to have fun, but sometimes if people cooperated, we can get this back to square one again. I don't know I don't know about you guys, but that just frustrates me a little bit, really. Well, as far as China, as far as I understand it, um, China and Japan and several other places like that. Yeah. Well, China, they did what they had to do, but it's just that someone else that came from China came back here to the United States, and that's practically how it all started. So, yeah. But yeah, John cares. He cares. Anyway, what John said was the worst part about Corona is that the Tuju 22 Goes To series is on hold. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed doing that. Actually, I have a series of videos that I could put together that I filmed last summer. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but I figured, you know what? Now's probably a good. Your country went down. Well, I'm hoping that I sincerely. Oh, you mean the numbers of cases in Malaysia went down? All right, cool. Well, hey, at least you can watch my old series or watch the ones I've done before. It's nice. It's a very nice thing. Anyway, what I was about to say was um we have a friend, I'm not going to say who, wants to be famous. Like our friend or an acquaintance of us, I should say, of me and John, saw how successful we had. I mean, the U.S. has the most cases, but not the most deaths. And a number that often doesn't get reported is how many people have actually survived against it. That's what they don't tell you, and they should. Anyway, what I was about to say is an acquaintance of myself and John saw how successful our channels are. Like John's channel is the most successful parody of the Game Grumps, the McGrumps, whereas myself, well, if anything, doctors are working on that, and I understand that there is it's a rumor, but I don't know if it's true. And if it is true, great. But I understand that the rumor is that they have found a cure for it. Now it's just a matter of distributing it. So there's that. I don't know if it's true. Like I said, it's to be taken with a pinch of salt. But if it is true, it's still going to take some time to distribute it. So I'm not going to hold my breath there. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that an acquaintance of ours saw how successful John's channel is and saw how successful my channel is. And me and John came to the agreement that, you know what? Fame is like a two-edged sword. I mean, yeah, you get recognition, but at what cost, really? Anyway, there's cures, but they don't have the green light to hand it out yet because it's still very much in the beta stage. Yeah, and to get back to that, yes, um, it's no different than a video game. It's no different than even some of the sports in the world, like let's see, I'm trying to remember. Baseball. Baseball in its beta stages was not the baseball that we come to know. Much like the football, American football, is not the same football that we now know of. So there's that. Yeah, well, we can talk about acquaintances at another time. Definitely. I'm not sure. It'll probably take a month or two. It depends on, you know, it depends on it depends on the cooperation of not just the United States, but for everyone else. Ava Lewis are using the virus for fame and fun and don't care who she hurts. Oh, well, you know what? She can burn in hell for all I care. That's all I'm gonna say. But I mean, Iron Smasher is he does have a good point in that we will be fine as long as we stay home and only leave when we need to when it comes to getting food and stuff like that or essentials. Also, hello, Lashana, what's up? Anyway, I got to see Lashana. Oh, okay, not a problem, Godzilla. Anyway, I was about to say, Lashana, I definitely enjoyed your last or I think it was the second to last episode that you did. Um, Nothing much. Been asleep all day. Oh, so you. Oh, okay. Well, it's nice to meet you, though. It's nice to see you, and I nice to see you amongst all the friends that we have here. But anyway, the reason I made this video ultimately was just simply to say that. Anyway, what was your thought about? Oh. Okay, so yep, Star Ocean Last Hope. So if you guys want to see that, you can. As for the acquaintance, I'm not going to say who, but I will say that the acquaintance does put in a lot of work into his videos, and that's the only clue I'm going to give. It's a he, but he puts a lot of effort into his videos, and it's kind of heartbreaking that he doesn't even get in my mind a fraction of the fame or the fraction of the recognition that myself and John um each get. So that's kind of what it is. I mean, it's not so much jealousy, it's just so much how is it that they can get it but I can't. So that's kind of what our acquaintance is thinking and has said before. So if that confused you, I'm sorry. Anyway, Solomon doesn't have any cases. Well, that's good. And I'm happy that you are that you don't have any cases, or that island doesn't have any cases. So that's good. That's good. Yeah, don't watch that because that's good. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that crap, but I am still gonna listen out for anything else. But and then of course, what else? Um, Simply to tell you that um, I'm just stumped on who are you referring to. Well, it's a good friend of ours. Uh, clue is the clue is that this person has yet to appear in the chat. So anyone that's appeared in the chat, it's not them. So there's that. I'm just working on a new thing coming out soon on my channel. Waiting for the Final Fantasy VII remake to drop so I can live stream it. Oh my gosh. It's like a new Let's Play coming up. I love it. But anyway, um, earlier today I was talking with some of the members of my church. Well, actually, it's not so much my church in the sense that I own it. It's just the church that I go to on Sundays. And of course, because we can't physically, meet each other, the next best thing we could do is use this program called Zoom. Just think of it as Skype, but mainly just for the purposes of meetings and stuff like that. So, like video meetings and things like that. Yeah, it's called Zoom. So yeah, Zoom, we use that um so we can get together, and it's a wonderful thing though. I actually like that. And I mean, heck, the defending Stanley Cup champions, the St. Louis Blues, actually use that though. And they actually used that when they got to do the reunion of what today was supposed to be the beginning of the playoffs, but I don't know what's gonna happen though. But anyway, you enjoy Zoom. Anyway, great to see you, Wild Man Outlaw. That's another guy I haven't seen in a long time. Anyway, let me read what Najee says. Or Zoom is like another FaceTime, but I use for my job's webinars. And then John says I have to use it for school. Anyway, uh, also DJ, I wouldn't worry about fame too much because you may run into crazy people or people who will just use you for fame. Just worry about your real people. Enjoy life as much as possible. I will do that definitely. And in fact, I would love to think that I did do that. Oh well, thank you. Um, I just hope you don't like how do I put this with try not to speak for the whole group, but I like to think that Mario Party Television or Mario Party TV is going to support me, and I like that. I don't mind that. I agree with Najee. Yeah, I do. I definitely do. But what I was going to try to get at was that I also watch I also watch the pastor of the church that I go to on YouTube on Sundays. Again, simply because we can't go there physically, we have to go on YouTube to watch it as it's streamed. And of course, anyone who goes to a church knows that um, the next best thing you can do is watch a Sunday service as it's being streamed. I mean, there's so many you can pick. It's not. It's crazy, but I got to give a lot of credit to it anyway. I find it pretty ironic how you call me famous, even though I have been stuck for at 2.4K for 2 years. Well, of course, as you know, John, that's just in relatively. It's in relativity to our acquaintance, so to speak, and to anyone that doesn't even have. And to there's several people that would love to have what you got, but anyway, but I know that some of the bigger ones like Slim Kirby and the real Game Grumps and who else? Oh yeah, my favorite, uh, the gaming historian. Uh, but on the other hand, I also know how it feels to be stuck at a number for so long. Like for some people, they're stuck in the hundreds. For me personally, I was stuck at the 600s for the longest time. Um, and then I believe when I got to like 700 plus, somewhere around there, I believe that's when I started streaming WWE. And of course, the rest is history. Anyway, and then John says which is the main reason I'm moving on from a grump soon because I've been stuck in a rut for a while. For me, I don't care about the fame. I enjoyed the live stream. If fans like it, that's good enough for me. The same thing, really. I like that. And plus, John wants to show off some new projects. I have to give John some credit there. As long as I think I meant to say, as long as my family and my real friends are safe and enjoying themselves, I'm fine with that. Being healthy, safe, and enjoying myself, those all that matters. That I'm happy with that. I definitely it's because of the shutdown. That's what I'll call it. It's because of the shutdown that I'm able to stream more. Because quite honestly, though, if I was still working and things were normal, I probably would just do streams on the weekends just simply because that's the only time I could do it. And plus, so I don't burn myself out either. Anyway, it's not the fame. It's just not that fun for me to record them in general. If I were to be real honest. Well, hey, I know honesty hurts, but sometimes it's better than being dishonest. I can tell you from experience that I mean, I've been dishonest before, and that was back when I was much younger. Uh, but I've also had people been dishonest to me, so I know how it feels. Uh, Not gonna get too much into that, but it might be actually be a video for another time. But other than that, though, uh, I hope that whatever you guys do, that you guys are safe. But also, I want you guys to know that I do love what I do as a video creator, but as a friend, I love you guys and gals. I love you guys. I've said it many times, even when I had like even when I had like 300 plus subscribers at one time, even as far back as that, and even as far back as then, I always said it, and that is, without you guys, I wouldn't be here today. There's just not, there's no getting around that. Yeah, I mean, of course you're gonna have a miserable time, but especially if I mean, that's the thing about the haters. I mean, you can't let them get to you, and unfortunately, it gets to some people, and some people don't even have. Some people have thin skin, and some are just overly sensitive. And well, I can honestly say that might have been me when I first started. Um, but in my personal case, I'm at that age right now where after a while, I stopped giving a shit. I know that's very unchristian of me to say that, but you got to stop caring about the haters because I mean, if you give the haters something to latch on to, um, it's just not going to stop. And and that's the thing. You got to not care about the haters. You just can't give a shit. I mean, that's just kind of how it has to be. And okay. But but as a friend, I want to say we're going to get through this, and as and while a small part of me is angry that that it could have been prevented, on the other hand, I also think, well, maybe it couldn't have been prevented. I don't know. The jury's really still out on that. But one thing is for sure, we'll get out of this, and well, you know, and it goes back to, well, thank you, Najee. DJ, I can tell you're a nice person, that you actually care for us. We love you like too, like homies. Oh, well, to be honest with you, uh, I was taught long ago, you treat people the other way. You treat people the way you wish to be treated, um, and there's no getting around the fact that you treat others with respect and dignity, and you treat them as a person, that they will show some respect to you. You know, and it's very easy to disrespect people. On the internet. I mean, okay, I can understand. Having filing your grievances and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I mean, of course, you got to pick and choose your battles wisely. But yeah, that's just what I went to. What's sad? It's sad. Well, what is sad? Now, I mean, is it sad that we can't watch sports? Yeah. Is it sad that we can't, simply enjoy the time at a restaurant like we usually have? Yeah. Um, and is it sad not to be able to have parties and all that stuff? Yeah, it is. But on the other hand, it's very it has been, however, kind of very nice to be able to spend some time with family. Like I have my two parents, and then my sister and her family. I mean, she has a husband and two kids. The fact that there are crazy people on the internet treating people like trash. Yeah, there is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like public figures, they get ridiculed quite a bit. It usually depends on what it is, but more often than not, it's just what it is. Yeah, that's right. There's no sense in letting people get to you. It's just it is what it is. And I mentioned before, for those of you who don't have Discord, um, I was planning on doing Mario Kart 8 on Friday. Of course, I was invited to a small get together. I mean, of course, it's a very small get together. It has to be like 10 people or less. So obviously, it fits in that category. But I was invited to one, and what I'm going to try to do is try to do it before I have to go to that get together. And if not, I'll have to do it on Saturday. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or Salty Kart, whatever you want to call it. Um, I did post this on Discord, but I figured I may as well let you guys know while you guys are still here. Candace party? What Candace party? Saturday I'm doing Ultimate Chicken Horse with Steeler. Well, it's it's not a party, it's a get together. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm like I said, I'm hoping that I can do it on Friday. I really am. But of course, I can't really control what my schedule is on that Friday though. So I'm hoping, like I said, I can get it done on Friday before I have to go to the get together. So that's my hope. And and then um more likely than not, it's probably going to be Saturday or Sunday, excuse me, that I'll be doing WWE again. So there's that. But I just wanted to give you guys that little bit of an update there. But but um but as but well, I can now I can't say I'm a saint because I've done things I'm not proud of. Oh yes. In fact, Elmeister, I think you should tell him about that. So yeah, I gotta get. So if I can do it, then great. If I can't, then I'll just do it on Saturday. So yes, there is a Mario Party TV and a Discord with it, and I understand that Mario Party TV has been doing this for 10 years, or is about to get to 10 years. So it's become an institution, um, about as much as say the McGrumps. And I may as well mention a few things, like Mario Party TV. I gotta say, you guys are pretty cool, man. Like, it really begins with Toad the Gamer, because without Toad the Gamer, I never would have met you guys. I never would have met Elmeister, who I gotta say, Elmeister's has in the short time that I've come to know Elmeister, I mean he's definitely been a good friend and knows good wrestling when he sees it with AEW. Now, of course, every wrestling company has had to deal with the shutdown in different ways, and I will give WWE its due when I say that they delivered. They practically exceeded expectations given the fact that they had no audience to watch it physically. So I'm gonna give them some props. They did really well for their WrestleMania. You know, it couldn't it have waited? Honestly, I thought they should have just waited until the pandemic was over, and then they could celebrate the fact that, hey, we got through this, and now we can really do something. But but they definitely did a great job with it. And then for AEW, I mean, they've had to go into smaller venues in order to be able to do matches, and of course, they haven't been able to do large people matches. Like, and what I mean by that is they haven't had matches that feature no more than 4 people in there. Anyway, like I said, I want my salty run back to get that title back. I was hoping they would have waited. There was rumors that it would have been delayed at MSG if it got delayed. That's what I was hoping for, and I could have gone to that. Yeah, yeah. Way to ruin it, WWE, and way to ruin it for my best friend John. But I'll tell you one thing: All Elite Wrestling, or AEW. Um, I understand that. Well, I was going to call it War Games, but it's really called Blood and Guts because, well, WWE has the trademark on the War Games name. But they were supposed to do it on March 15th. But because, of course, of the outbreak, they had to postpone it indefinitely. So AEW is doing the smart thing. They're postponing such an event like that until the pandemic's over, and then when it's March 25th. I'm sorry. Okay, but either way, but thank you for correcting me on that. But what I'm trying to get at is, Blood and Guts will happen. It's just gonna happen after when it's given the green light here. But they're doing the smart thing. They're saving it for when it's over. And I honestly think that it's going to be worth the wait because the anticipation. I'm definitely looking forward to that match because I think that match is going to be match of the year, a brutal blood and guts type matchup, and it just lives up to its name. Of course, I don't know if anything's going to change, going into that match, but whatever it is, it'll definitely be worth the wait. So there's that. Of course, the let's see. Okay, June or July 27th. I might need to check. So yeah, I truly have no problem with some companies pulling back on their events until it's safe, and that's what they probably should do. But anyway, I'm doing pretty well. If I sound different, it's because, well, it's kind of late, and plus it's my voice. Really, it's nothing too serious though. July 27th. All right. Well, that sounds very plausible. I will say that. Uh, well, I mean, yeah, I kind of have a little bit of a sniffle, but thankfully it's nothing too serious. And plus I'll take some medicine before I go to bed. So there's that. What else? Um, hmm. Well, as I've said before, stay safe, stay healthy, and also always treat others with kindness and dignity and respect. If you know someone that needs help, help them. Um, I am not saying that you should, give away all your money. I don't. The last thing I want you to do is go bankrupt. That's not what I'm saying. But if you can help, whether it's financially or if you have extra stuff, or if you're one of those hoarders that took a lot of the toilet paper, the least you could do is give some away. You cheap bastards. Anyway, of course, anyone who's actually watching this after the fact, then okay, cool. Yeah, let's not forget about those kids in Florida. But I digress. I think I've already beaten that. I've already beaten a dead horse, so there's that. So there's that. Anyway, let me just get up here. Okay. So there we go. Oh yeah, that, yeah. Well, they are cheap bastards. Mm, excuse me. Well, I will say, um, you know, do take care take care of yourselves. Take care of your families, and if there's one thing that this shutdown hasn't done, it hasn't destroyed our spirits, so to speak. And while and I know that for some people morale may be at an all-time low, and while they may have reason to feel that way, it they really shouldn't, continue on as such because, well, I've had some bad times in my life, and I'm pretty sure some of you have had some. I'll share one story. I think the worst thing that ever happened to me was the time that I fell in love with someone, and it wasn't as simple as they just simply said no, I don't want to, like, in other words, they didn't just simply say no, they just let me on, and then and then of course my mistake was the fact that I felt that I had a chance, and then it turned out to be false. I had false hope, and then what made it even worse was the fact that I was given the silent treatment, and it wasn't just her, but it was her closest friends, and and then finally I was told the truth, and I was devastated. But just the fact that it even got to that point, that's the part that devastated me. It wasn't the fact that she told me the truth. It was the fact that I'm like, of course, looking back on it, I'm like, you waited that long to tell me the truth when you could have just simply told me no in the first place. But what that did do was I just felt like I felt like I practically lost interest in a lot of things. Um, so that was one of the things that hurt me a lot. And for me, that was the worst part. I mean, yeah, this coronavirus is bad, don't get me wrong, but it's far from the worst thing that's ever happened to me personally. And I like to hope that this whole ordeal isn't the worst thing, but that you guys get through it. That's the thing I want you guys to take from it, and of course, I have since recovered from what I believed was the worst thing that happened to me. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of perspective of, you know, of there are much worse things than what is going on. But yes, we should be concerned about it, but we shouldn't worry about it. In fact, we shouldn't really lose sleep over it. I mean, yeah, I can understand being concerned for your family or anyone that might get it, and or getting it yourself, but we shouldn't like worry to the point where how does worrying ever accomplish anything? It doesn't. That's what it says in the Bible. How does worrying add a day or add an hour to a day? It doesn't. And and I say we're gonna get through this. And for you guys, you'll always be in my heart. And I just want you guys to stay safe and know that that I will do what I can, and that you guys will do what you can. Um, so there's that. Yeah, you practically just took the word. Yeah, you said it right there, Najee. And also, hello, Nicole McQueen. Anyway, nice to see you, Nicole. And I hope you are doing pretty well, Miss McQueen. Or Miss. Actually, I don't know if you're married or not, and I'm not going to ask any further than that. But other than that, though, it's nice to see you, Nicole. And Nicole is another good friend of ours. I don't know much about her other than just the fact that she's a good friend, and she always seems to get along, and she always gets along with everyone in the chat with whatever I do and whatnot. So I got to say thank you, Nicole, for being a good friend, not just to me, but to the people in the chat. So I want to say thank you. I mean, I could probably say the same thing about Najee and John and Brandon, brother Jose, Kiyomi. We don't get to see much of Kiyomi as much as I did before, but when I do, it's a pleasure. And Iron Smasher uh, and then I think what was his name? Oh yeah, and Lashana Brooks. I can't forget about Lashana. But I just wanted to, she has my last name, but with Mick. Oh, wait, Lightning McQueen, or actually, I'm not even gonna call you Lightning McQueen. That was just the name of the car, but and it's kind of funny that your last name is also the name of a band. And come to think of it, when it comes to Iron Smasher, he will rock you. I always wanted to do that. But I can tell you, uh, when you do what you love, when it comes to being a video creator, I've paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crimes. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had sand kicked in my face, but I've come through. Because we are the champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting to the end. Anyway, I just wanted to sing that little part of "We Are the Champions" because I think that was just speaking of what, John. You don't want to tell. You don't want to tell you guys what happened to him last week, or you don't want me to tell you guys what happened with him last week. Oh, um, well, as far as Jose is concerned, I not a lot of people know about Jose and how cool of a guy he is. He always is a good friend. And I also can't forget about like Joshua James and Mughal, and several other people I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, and Osranium. And those are just other people though. But anyway, take care and have a good night, my friend. Good night, bro. Yeah, what happened to him? Last week, his mom passed away in the morning of the first day of April. I'm speechless. I'm speechless and that's why I I think I've said it before and I'm gonna mention it, and that's, you know, take care of yourselves but also take care of your loved ones. And unfortunately for Jose, I'm sorry for Jose, man. It's, I'm fortunate I still have my parents, but I know some people may not have any. And for others, I don't know what else to say. Truth is, Brandon, he told me about it. He told me about it, but he didn't want me to tell anyone else. But but now you know how it feels to lose a parent? When was this? the because I've already lost all my grandparents on both sides of my family. So I know how that feels. Let me just okay. There. 2017. Didn't tell anyone. It was just a sensitive talk. Wow. John, I'm sorry that it happened to you, man. That's something I didn't that's one thing I wouldn't want to wish anybody, to lose their parents. I didn't want you to, you know, That's one thing I now I feel like a jackass. Well, one thing is for certain, it's nice to be able to get things off our chest. Because I noticed one thing that one thing I had noticed, I probably never mentioned it was, you know, I remember when I first met John, I remember John was as happy as could be. I mean, he was like when I first met John, he oh well, I'm happy to help you as much as I could have, and did. But what I was about to say, yeah, exactly. We all feel stupid when we say something we shouldn't have said. But anyway, but yeah, I remember John when I first met him. Like he wasn't the same guy that he is today. I remember he was as happy as could be. I mean, he was as happy as a lark, so to speak. And don't ask me why. I just got that off of a song. But I remember he was a very happy person. Not saying that he, wasn't happy since then, because he was, but I could just tell that, he wasn't as happy go lucky as he once was. I mean, still a pretty cool guy, but that was something that I should have noticed but never did. And now it makes a lot more sense now. But but um but I will say I'm just thankful that I was there to help even when I didn't know about it, and that we're there for each other. Um so so yeah. Well, yeah, that too, but I noticed that you weren't as like lively as you once were. But then again, it could also just simply be age and not just puberty. And I know that it's easy to think puberty, but it could also just simply be age. And I would know because I've been through it. And it's true. I'm not the same guy that I was when I first began. Like, I remember I used to just simply record videos with just my phone. So I was doing it ghetto style. Anyway, school wasn't going well. One of my parents lost one of their homes in NJ, and one of my best friends was going through a really hard time with his G to a point where I was scared for him. Well, that sounds terrible, and I'm probably not going to ask any further as to what happened after that. I'm just hoping that things did go well. Um, all I will say is that whenever you have trouble, just have a talk with God. And I know that for some people may not have a religious background or a background in religion, or or they don't have something to go to when it comes to religion, but that's something I have. Again, I know it may not be for everyone, and I know that not everyone does that, but that's what I do, and that's all I will say. And there's a lot of life lessons though. But I thank God for being there, because I will say this: without him, I don't think I would have survived or overcame my what was to me my greatest tribulation or trial, I should say. But for everyone else, I would love to think that uh, I would love to think that that there's a heart in anybody, and by a heart, I mean like you have a heart for other people, and that you just don't think of yourself; you think of others before you think of yourself. And unfortunately, that's kind of the unfortunate thing is that a lot of people seem to think of themselves before they think of others, and then they wonder why they're in the mess that they're in, and they also wonder why things are not as good as they should be. It's because they think of themselves, and that's what I want people to understand is to put others before you put yourself. Um, you know, that's what I. That's one of the things that drives me nuts. But with you guys, you always make me happy. I like to hope that I do what I do makes you happy because the things that you do for me or have done have made me happy. And that's and to me that's what matters to me most is that you guys are happy. Not just for me but mainly for yourselves and for each other. And that's the big takeaway from that. So, unless you have any other questions, I'm ready to hit the sack, my friends. But I just wanted to, get this out of the way. It's a beautiful thing. Don't go sacrificing yourself to a point where it's hurting you, like someone I know. Yeah. NHL? Yeah. It's next week. This Thursday or excuse me, Tuesday. Sorry. And that's to finish off Game 3 for the Feck and the Montreal Canadiens and uh, Jose Kiyomi and the New Jersey Devils on NHL 19. I wish it was in real life. Don't get me wrong, but that's about as that's about as good as you're gonna get when it comes to sports. Is watching sports video games and things like that. And it's kind of funny because um, it's kind of funny because when I first started streaming, I didn't even have those games before. But yeah, but I'll leave it at that. So, in short, I love you guys and gals. So, well, thank you. All right, I'll see you at. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and being a nice person. Good night, my friend, and see you at the tournament. Okay. Well, I'll keep you posted as we get closer to Friday. Whether or not I can actually get doing it. If not on Saturday, or if not Saturday, should hope to. I just hope one person shows up. Even that was even that was busy when you were streaming. That person being Bad Amy. Oh, the tournament that I'm gonna win. Wow, John, you are very, very confident, and I understand that our good friend Jose recently got the game, and that also Moogle Fantasy, or more specifically, his his lady wants to play Mario Kart. And I'm like, and I was like, well, of course you can play. Let me say, no, I'm winning. I don't want that. I don't want to be that person, but Jose Miguel might wreck your. Wow. Always sticking up for your brother, man. Not that I have a problem with it, but it's. But anyway, uh, I think it's about time for me to get going. So, so rest well, stay safe, and have some laughs. You know. So until then, I will. So until then, I will see you. Well, technically, where I'm at. Um, I will see you later today for NBA 2K20, and we'll go from there. Until then, I will see you later today. All right, take care. Oh, hello, Sarah Psycho. Unfortunately, you're just in time for the end of the show, but it's nice to see you, Sarah. Or Sarah. Anyway, the short message I was gonna say is stay safe, stay healthy, and also God bless you. Whether you believe in him or not, it's up to you. I do. But thank you for coming in, Sarah. And in fact, oh, you just wanted to say hello? Oh, all right. Well, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, you can always watch this video in its entirety, though. Your sisterly panda is coming here soon. Oh yeah, Bad Amy. That's within the WWE universe promotion that I do when it comes to Sarah. Yep, it's true. I hopefully Bad Amy's still up there on Community Creations. If she is, great. I'll get her. All right. Until then, have a great night, everybody.